Hi Scott, hi David. I'm Emilien from the French media JeuxOnline, and I'm really glad to be here with you in your Orange County studio for the press event around New World Aeternum. For those who might not know you yet, could you introduce yourself briefly?
I'm Scot Lane, game director on New World.
David Verfaillie, creative director.
Okay, so as I just mentioned, you guys organized a press event in your Orange County studio. So as video game journalists, had the chance to put our hands on the new content releasing with New World Aeternum. Actually, on JeuxOnline, most of our readers are PC players, and a lot of them has played New World in 2021 already. Could you explain us how New World Aeternum is different from original New World?
I'll start and I'll let you go a little deeper on it if that works.
Yeah.
So I think so New World Aeternum is it's an action RPG open world game. You can play it solo or you can play over thousands of people in a world, literally. It all takes place on the supernatural island of Aeternum. So it's an action RPG, and what I mean is the combat's physical based. What makes it different than the 2021 version is, well, first off, it's coming out on console, PlayStation, and Xbox. But more than that, for the PC players, there's been a ton of optimizations. We've added a raid, which is the culmination of the story at the end, a 10-person raid, the Hive of Gorgons. We've added a free-for-all PvP area at the end game. We've done a ton of improvements to storytelling. We've revamped the whole starter experience. We've added cutscenes. There is a ton of new content here. And then we've also done a lot of polishing to the combat, so it feels more smooth and better. And you'll see the performance improvements across the game. Overall, while there are similarities, it's going to feel very different to people who played the game in the past.
I think just to add a couple of quick things, I think, a lot of effort went in. We had previously released controller support, but you'll see the controller support. We've added a lot of nuance and polish to it so that the controller feels better than ever. Now you can remap controls. There's better aim assist. There's all sorts of additions. The dead zone has been tuned. All these little things that we got data on and we're able to iterate. It makes the controller feel really great in your hands. That combined with sort of the frame rate optimizations and all this sort of polish just makes the game play really smooth. And I think that's something I'm really excited about.
One thing I forgot to mention in the differences is in New World 2021, you couldn't play the game solo beginning to end, right? New World Aeternum, a massive effort went into not only having the game soloable from the beginning to the end, so you can play it all by yourself, or you can choose to play with friends. A portion of our end game now is also solo. So there's stuff for you to do it has a longer tail solo players.
So you just called New World Aeternum an ARPG and mentioned a lot of solo content coming to the game. Does New World Aeternum being an ARPG make it less of an MMORPG?
It's hard, everything, games nowadays are blending between genres a lot. So when we say it's an ARPG, our combat is very action RPG oriented. Our storytelling is much more in the action RPG camp now. But there's still some there's a ton of players. It's a giant open world. So you can follow the story and have it feel very story-driven and action RPG-like. Or you can get lost in the open world and go exploring and do things at your own pace. Or you could just start playing with friends and getting around a ton of players. It's really like a game that allows you to play it the way you want to play it.
Great. Actually, we had the opportunity to check that this morning by testing the new PvP zone and also the new raid, which indeed are obviously very MMORPG specific activities. But with that, I have kind of a bigger scope question coming to my mind, which is, why would you like to release New World Aeternum, an MMORPG, in the same time frame than another Amazon Games MMORPG, which is Throne and Liberty?
I mean, I really only think about New World and what we're doing. That's where my focus is, New World Aeternum. But they're very different games, and they're different price models and stuff. So I would imagine it's like that. But we were building New World Aeternum to come out, and we feel like it's ready to ship. We feel like it's in a position that we can't wait to launch it.
Well, about New World Aeternum, this soft relaunch has been announced at the last Summer Game Fest, and it caused quite a lot of negative feedback from the PC community. It seems that after the decreasing amount of content through season 4, 5, while you guys were precisely preparing the new World Aeternum release, the PC community felt left behind by this announcement that were mainly aimed at console players. So, what would you like to say to PC players today, and why would you describe New World Aeternum as a big addition for everyone, PC players included?
Well, we'll both take a shot at this. I think from my perspective, one of the things that the PC players have been asking for the most is like more in-game content. Um, the new 10-player raid and the giant free-for-all PvP thing. We tried to hit both sides, the PvP player and the PvE experience. But more than that, I think all of the optimizations we've done made the PC experience so way better. All of the stuff Dave mentioned earlier that we've done to make the combat better, all of that's for PC as well. Our storytelling, all of that goes to our PvE players on the PC. So we've tried to build this experience to be a much better experience for PvE, for PC as well as console. And then I think another thing is like the game is more fun when there's like a lot of servers and they're all full. Bringing in more players is going to make that more fun for the PC players as well.
I think you hit most of the main points. The one thing I would add is like, because of the way console development works, it gave us a long period of time to iterate and bug fix. And I think one of the things PC players have also asked for is, hey, we want a stable, bug-free game. And I think when Aeternum launches, we'll have had a lot of effort on that. I think it's going to be just a solid foundation for this game. And I think that's going to allow us then to focus on content in the future also, which I think will be great.
Okay.
At the beginning of your question, when you asked what I'd say to the PC players, I'd say thank you. I think that they have done a great job supporting us, and I think that we've tried to be the best partners we can, and we've tried to answer their requests. It may not always come as fast as they want, but we're always listening, and we're always trying to do what we think is best for them.
So, with New World Aeternum being an MMORPG and moreover a live service game, how do you intend to make community feedback an important part of your development cycle?
Without question, 100% yes. Like right off the bat, like I mentioned this to you, I think at lunch today, that we already have some more PvP ideas that are in the works that we're working on. So I'm not supposed to be but that's something that we're getting asked about. Like I see a lot of requests for that from the PC audience. And as the game launches, we're going to pay really close attention to balance changes we made and see what they have to say, and we're going to use that to help us make decisions in the changes we make.
So I understand that you guys cannot come with a roadmap or something because you wish to analyze console players' in-game behavior before committing to anything, but then maybe you can tell us a little more about the PvP island coming with New World Aeternum?
Oh, you mean about the Compass Keys Island?
Yeah,
I'll let Dave go deeper on that.
Yeah, so I think Cursed Mist it's a free-for-all PvP zone. So when you cross the border into this area, you're automatically flagged into PvP. And then inside the zone, there's two main reasons to go in there. One, there's a lot more resources. The density of resources and the amount you get per gather is super high. And second, there's what we are calling the cursed blooms. So, and you get them from killing enemies or a lot of them in chests. So it's this idea of like, it's a super high reward area, but there's a lot of risk because you get auto flagged. And what's neat about it is you can sort of choose your own level of risk, right? Like you can dabble around the outsides and just sort of gather a little bit, get a couple of chests, and then get the hell out of Dodge. Or you can go all the way west, like the zone goes mostly east to west. One of the neat things is we added a lot of actual space, right? Like this is, a lot of new territory was added here to expand the zone. And the further in you go into the zone, the riskier, the more rewarding it gets. And then the best part is like the run's out, right? Because like then you've got to sort of escape with everything, and that run is like the heart starts beating when you know you've got a backpack full of resources and the bloom in your swamp. I think it's a neat way for players. You don't have to queue up. You don't have to have a company or a faction. It's just something you can do and dabble in whenever you want.
It's gonna be cool too because like depending on what time of day you go, you'll have a different experience. And that's kind of neat. You might try to go in the middle of the night and
As far as I know, it also have chests in this zone. Unlike other chests in the game, those aren't instanced, and this to prevent collision. What would you say are the main incentives for players to risk themselves in this solo PvP area?
I'll start, but it's like he mentioned this, that the resources are plenty there. So you're gonna have access to a lot more resources if you can get out safely.
Sure.
And then the doubloons, you'll take back to the settlement, and there's a well where you can convert those into rewards.
It is one of three ways to get, so we are increasing the gear score with Aeternum, and it is one of the three ways to get it. It's the raid, it's this PvP zone and other PvP activities. So we haven't talked yet about that. But there's a neat bonus coming for all the 3v3 and OPR things out there that will allow them to get in game.
Great. I had the opportunity to see on socials that all the named items from previous dungeon and open world boss will be non-upgradable to the new maximum gear scores, 725, as it might invalidate a lot of content in the game. What is the reason for this?
So the named items are not, but the artifacts can be upgraded to 725. The reason for that is we wanted to sort of incentivize some of the new content, right? Like, so if you want the 725 gear, it's the three avenues I previously talked about. And what we see also is that like the 700 gear that you've got now will have the perfect perks, right? Like you'll have curated it over a while and built it out. So there's still a lot of value there. And until you get the right one, it's going to be great bridge gear to have short term.
Well, Scott, David, thank you for your time and dedication today. I would also like to thank all the members of the development team that played with us. It was great to go with them through the new World Aeternum new contents. And I would also like to special thanks the Amazon Games communication team, so Jen, Veronica, Rebecca, because both the event and the trip were really well organized.
Thank you for coming all the way here. It's a long trip.
Thank you.
It was Nephistos from JeuxOnline. I hope you liked the video. If you have any question regarding the interview, please feel free to ask in the comment section. You can also hit me on Discord, you will find that in the description. Finally, if you can read French and like our content, please be sure to check our article in the description as well.
Before I turn it off, I got one tidbit for you. What did you say your name was? Mephisto in game?
Nephistos, yes.
All right. Well, you made the leaderboard on the PvP island.
Oh.
You're the only journalist to make it. Let's see if I can get
Nice.
this to ask you. This is worth putting on. All right, here we go. Mephisto, 21 kills, number 6 on the leaderboard.
Yeah, but he was tied.
Oh yeah, actually, so tied for 5th on the leaderboard for Cup Skis.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Who are the...
It was all devs above. You.
Oh, okay.
But you can't.
I can't compete with
You
the
can't compete with people.
people that are different
Not yet.
in the game.
Once you've had a month or so after a shift, then you'll be able to compete.
Okay.
Because we've played the PvP island. In the machines
You doing test internally for this?
every day,
Oh,
like
nice.
literally every day. So we'll either this or something, but we're testing it.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.